Hello everybody, this is Japico Death checking in for another quick video. Today we are not going to be cooking, today we are going to be baking. As such, as the title suggests, as the thumbnail surely has shown by now, we're going to be making some holiday themed chocolate chip cookies. My niece's birthday is this weekend. They're having a little bit of a party for her. She has a Halloween baby. And I figured we would throw these together, have a little something festive and fun for the party. As I'm sure some of you have seen by now, based once again on the thumbnail, these cookies may not be for everybody, but we are going to get them made up for some holiday fun. Let's get rolling real quick on our ingredients list, and then I'm going to clear some of this out and we'll get started. We have here 1 full cup of softened butter. We have 2 cups of chocolate chips, 2.5 cups of flour. We have 2/3 cup of regular sugar, 2/3 cup of brown sugar packed hard. We have 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, as well as 2 teaspoons of water here, and 2 eggs. This is, as far as I know, just the standard Tollhouse recipe, which is a cookie that I enjoy. They seem to work fairly well at our altitude. Once again, I am preparing this in high altitude, so this may not work exactly as noted, I guess, for lower elevations, but as I said, it is just a standard Tollhouse recipe that has been adjusted for our elevation. So anyway, we're gonna get started. See you in a sec. All right, we're gonna start just by getting a few of these out of the way. We're gonna take our flour, our baking soda, and our salt. We're gonna put this all together into the same bowl. We're gonna mix those up here off camera. Not gonna waste your time with that. And then we are going to put together our softened butter. Maybe if I can get it out of the bowl. I'm going to put together a softened butter with the sugars, and we're going to get this all creamed together. So I'm not going to rip your ears up with that. We're going to get the mixture in here though, and we're going to get the sugars and the vanilla as well. We're going to get this all mixed together, and I will see you guys back here in just a few minutes. We're looking for this to be kind of light and fluffy. And in case I hadn't mentioned it, the butter should be softened at this point, so FYI. We will, I guess I can't see any of that. We're gonna start with that, and I'll see you guys here in a few. Well, if everything's gone to plan so far, it should look a little something like this. Like I said, we have the butter, the 2 sugars, and the vanilla in so far, and we are going to start mixing into this our eggs. One at a time, making sure that we beat thoroughly to get them both integrated. So here's one, and I will see you guys when we are back with the second one done. Okay, now we're to combine our dry ingredients with our wet ingredients, and I'm going to use my mixer for as long as I can, although at some point I think it's going to give up the ghost. And for those of you with stand mixers, which is in my future plans, this will be a little faster for you than the way I'm going to do it, but that's really not your concern, I suppose, is it? We're going to start getting the flour mixture worked in. If it gets a little bit too dry, we're going to start working in some of this water, a little bit at a time. Sorry, something's falling over here. A little bit of the water mixture as needed to keep this thing moist as we go. See you when we have a cookie batter that is together. Well, as it turns out, my mixer did have the oomph to get through it all. Admittedly, my mixer is quite old, so I'm waiting for it to give up the ghost one of these days. But I do know that we are for sure baking now, because I got flour, well, I wouldn't say everywhere, but I definitely got flour on the counter. So yeah, baking. Next things next, we're going to stir in our chips. Yeah, we'll stir in all of these ones. I should mention that I have a little bit in reserve. If you don't have any additional, you may want to hold back a few of these chips, but we're gonna get these all mixed through. And then I'm gonna get a couple cookie sheets. I get my oven here preheated to 375. And then I will see you guys when we have our baking sheets out. And we are ready to start pushing this in the next direction. Come on, you, mix. All right, folks, here's what we're gonna do. The recipe, well, not the recipe, rather. The concept here, there's a couple different ways to do this. After I heard about it, I decided I was gonna start looking into it, see what made sense, what the right way was gonna be to try to pull this off. And I did just run a little test batch of cookies just to see what my cooking times were going to be on this and how I wanted to push the final look of this thing. And I think I've decided what we're going to do. So for the minute, what I'm going to do here is actually just kind of work out well-rounded tablespoons onto this cookie pan here. We should be able to actually get one more across, I think. And we're gonna get all these cookies laid out over here. And then when they're coming out of the oven, we're gonna give them their finishing touch. Some of the recipes I've seen call for just kind of goofing with the chips right after they've come out of the oven. I wasn't having any success with that. Like I said, I ran just a couple of test cookies through. I'm cooking these at 375, and the cook time for me was 10 minutes. So I originally recommend 8 to 10. So that's where I'm at on these today. But while I am portioning these real quick, I just wanted to remind you guys a little bit, because I know you needed the reminder, about the Gamers and Geeks cooking playlist that Vault Girl and myself have been working on for a long time now. We've got more than 200 entries. Not entries, that's not right, it's not a contest, but 200 videos that people like yourselves in the community have at some point watched these videos and said, you know what, I think I will give this a try. Today's the day. And they put together a cooking video, something they enjoy. Like I said, in this case, obviously we're doing baking, not cooking with pots and pans per se. It can be something fun, it can be something silly, it can be something serious. I mean, sky's the limit. And we're here to have fun and play with this. So we encourage everybody to join us in this little adventure. But just throw together a video, get it to myself or Vault Girl. You can find us either on our Discord channels or reach us through our cooking videos. You know how YouTube works. I don't think we have to explain that part to you. But yeah, share with us what you'd like to do. Share with us something fun, something different, whether it's themed or every day, your family favorites, special occasions, whatever it is. Share something. All we ask is that you recommend and or mention the Gamers and Geeks playlist in your video somewhere. Link it in the description maybe so that other people can also find it. Speaking of that link, I'll be having one as well at the end of my video. But we are going to finish up this sheet here and get them into the oven, and when they come out, we're going to be working with the finishing touches. So I will see you guys in just a minute. All right, boys and girls, I have pulled these chocolate chip cookies out of the oven just a moment, maybe not a moment, maybe let's see here, I think I said I was going to do 8 to 10 minutes. I pulled these ones out at 6. What I'm trying to do right now is ensure that all of the cookies that we're looking at have at least a little bit of presentable chocolate chip cookie on top. So I'm just taking them point down and shoving them into the cookie. These have about 2 minutes left to cook. So whatever you have for your recipe, just take a little bit extra time off. And we're going to want a minimum of 1 to probably as many as 3 good usable pieces of chocolate chip that we can use up on top of these for decoration. So yes, it's going to take another little extra minute. If you can manage to actually get chocolate chips poked up out of the top of your cookies before you start them, maybe that's great. But I've also seen the ones that I tested earlier, they kind of dried out. We started too soon with the chocolate chips. So yeah, I just want to make sure that everything has a little bit of a useful something that we can decorate with. So I mentioned earlier in the video we were going to have extra chips on hand, and that is what we've done now. Do more here. Thought it looked okay, but I was second guessing myself. All right, where were we? Oh, that's right. Taking too long in the video. All right, so we're in between batches of cookies. I have taken about a half a cup of chocolate chips, put them into a Pyrex bowl, and run this into my microwave. If you are so inclined to melt your chocolate, you can make a double boiler. I was really not interested in doing that tonight. Not for this small amount of chocolate and what I'm hoping to do here. But what I've done is I've run it through my microwave, about 30-second bursts, kind of keeping an eye on it. And we're trying to get it all melted down without going too far with it. And what we're going to do now is put it into a Ziploc bag, of course. Yeah, cookies coming out of the oven. We're going to put this into a Ziploc bag in order to pipe them onto our cookies. Now, realistically, I should probably be doing this at the very end after all of my cookies are done. But the truth is, it's kind of getting late, and I'm just hoping to get these together before it gets much later. So yeah, we're gonna make a piping bag. I guess I'll be back in a second with that information again. All right, folks, I guess this is do or die time. We've got our chocolate in a Ziploc bag, nice and melted. We are going to take and turn this into a piping bag, and I have to admit, I am not exactly an expert piper. I've probably done this a grand total of, I don't know, maybe 10 times in my whole life. But we're going to take this bag and we're going to nip just a very teeny corner off of this thing. We're going to try to make this as skinny as possible. And the hope is that we're going to be able to now take these little chocolate chips and very carefully and hopefully not in an ugly fashion do exactly what I'm not doing and try to make these into little spiders. Oh yeah, this isn't working at all. My bag is too sloppy. So yeah, you're gonna find people online with much better looking cookies than me. Let's go for some better execution on this. I don't know, maybe it'll get better as we go. But yeah, I think we have to keep cleaning the end of this thing off just a little bit. But hey, they kind of ish look like little spiders, which is the idea, right? Happy Halloween. We're making spider cookies. If you can do this well, unlike me, then I'm sure they will look really great. One of the other things that people said you can do is just take the take a toothpick immediately after they've come out of the oven and use the chocolate chip itself to drag these little legs out. I tried it and I was not having any success. So of course, the more spiders you put on top of your cookies, aka chocolate chips, the more legs you're gonna have to make. Yeah, These aren't going very well for me. I think I'm a little too heavy-handed for this myself. I'm going to keep playing with them, see if they get better as I go. In the meantime, I guess we'll see you in a while. Presumably when we get to a little bit of plating. Yeah. Bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Based on today's recipe, I made up 3 sheets worth of these cookies. Almost 60 cookies. I think it was 59. And I guess I did have 3 up front, so just over 60 cookies. But some of these turned out better than others. There's a few of them that are my personal favorites, like this guy right here. Worked out pretty well. Let's see if we can get a good angle on that one. So it's fun, if nothing else. Interesting, different, for sure. But I enjoyed it, all in all. But some of these look barely like spiders and more like crabs or maybe jellyfish washed up on the shore. I don't even know. But either way, some of the tips I would say for folks that are trying to do it themselves, I actually had more success working with the piping bag in towards the body than starting at the body and working away. I'm not sure exactly what the difference is, but working towards the body seems to have helped out for me. Other than that, it was just slowing down, patience, trying to have a little bit of control. And I think if I were to do this frequently, I would certainly get better at it, but yeah, this is not one of my skills. Uh-oh. Pardon that. That was my 3rd batch of cookies coming out. So, JPEG O'Death signing off. Do consider visiting us for the Gamers and Geeks playlist. Do consider contributing. I hope you all have a happy Halloween, and keep your eyes peeled to the channel for more such content. Maybe not spider cookies, but, you know, cookies or cooking or whatever. Bye-bye.